Everybody, welcome to this week's Star Report. This is Jason, and we are here in Brenham, Texas at New Dimensions Crystals and Reiki, and it is November the 30th, Wednesday, last day of November. And let's get right into it. The sun today is less active. It's going over a dormant period where it is not doing a much output, but it does still have coronal holes, which coronal holes, when you remember, coronal holes send the plasma streams at us, which is sort of a contracting or a squeezing of the Earth's biosphere or electromagnetosphere, and sort of causes earthquakes and stuff like that. So one of those just left, one of those is just incoming. So sort of continued pressure on the atmosphere, which is causing, or which can cause earthquakes. There was a large, unusual earthquake up in Alberta, Canada yesterday that you want to pay attention to. Just sort of showing that earthquakes are happening and planetary shifts are happening in different places than normal. And so just pay attention to that. There have been some plasma eruptions, same thing as a coronal mass ejection. And so those are likely to sort of give us a little uptick in solar weather. Those should be hitting over the next couple of days. There's a couple of things that have just been sort of so a plasma is different than a CME is, and then it doesn't send an eruption off. It just sort of is an inner storm of the sun where a little bit of the stuff flies off and hits us. And so that can cause a little bit of unrest. That can cause a little bit of brain fog when that happens. Brain fog, trying to get the words right for that. But that's how the sun is going to be going probably for the next week or so. There doesn't look like there's any large incoming sunspot areas turning in our direction, which leads us to today, Wednesday. Today, Wednesday, is an 11 Master Day. Remember last week we talked about being in Sagittarius and all that energy, and that we were going to, we had Jupiter moving direct, and we were using all that energy to sort of make choices and make strides forward in finance and business and just sort of life path kind of stuff. And so we're keeping that energy going with today is that 11 Master Day. Tomorrow, we're at the end of November, beginning of December, obviously is the next month. And so in December, we start to bring in the energy of the holidays, which the holidays are really sort of built around the winter solstice, when the sun goes below our horizon line and then comes back up on Christmas, so the birth of the sun. And so that energy, we're sort of moving into a darkness, right, where it starts to feel like we're having to use our own inner light. And so a lot of people will enter seasonal depressions around the winter time, but really the energy is this self-development energy where we become our own source of light. And so that energy is going to start to ramp up, right? So watch out for mild depression, and watch out for just sort of looking outside of yourself for that energy that sort of keeps you going, to be lacking in the cosmos, and sort of look for that inner energy that you can sort of develop yourself, usually with breath. So that's tomorrow. And then December 2nd, Friday again, so an 11 Mastery Day, right? So the energy of really moving forward, taking control of our life, while all the external sources are lower in energy, is really what's sort of going on. And so it's really this self-development, right? This self motivation, which is hard for some, hard for many. When there's no energy, usually we can find our own direction when there's energy around us to sort of borrow from. But when it's all self-developed energy, because of the low solar activity, because of the winter solstice approaching, these planets going into directness instead of retrograde sort of, pushes us outward focused, right? And so we have to really sort of maintain our own inner fire, which leads us to the next weather of the week, which is December 4th. I believe that is Sunday, when Neptune goes direct. And so Neptune's been in retrograde for several months now. And so Neptune going direct, and Neptune is the planet of higher love, spiritual leveling up, dream life, and also intuition, right? So there's all this master energy. So 11 is the master number, and that's why these days when you do the numerology equals up to 11. And so when we use this 11 energy to sort of move forward, and then Neptune goes direct. It's this ability to sort of see and act on our higher ideals, our higher love, all these things we've been working on, things that have maybe been spiritually hard, dream life that might have been intense. Intuition should be ramping up now, right? You've been testing over these last couple months. How does your intuition work? Has it been working? In sort of a ramp up to sort of have this intuition where it's not just every once in a while or deja vu kind of stuff, but where it becomes functional, where you can intuit for yourself and start to begin to trust yourself to take action. And so that on Sunday is going to be the direct of Neptune. And so that's good energy. Sunday here at the shop, 10 a.m. to 11:30, we have Elemental Rhythm Breakthrough Breathwork session. You can sign up online for that. I would recommend that's a really good time to come breathe spirit energy, which is breath, prana, and sort of do that session. There's a little video on the website about what that is. You can sign up. It's really inexpensive for the rest of the year, only $22. And we're going to sort of set our intention to sort of breathe our power, breathe our future, breathe our own energy, our self light into this darkness or this winter solstice, so that we can sort of actually harness this spiritual intuition, this fire that is burning inside of us. And so then that leads us to next Wednesday, which is the last space weather, which is December 7th. December 7th, 8th, we have the full moon in Gemini. And so full moon in Gemini, Gemini is the twins. And so Gemini is actually the opposition or the opposite sign of Sagittarius, which is the sign we're in. And so we have the sun in Sagittarius and we have the moon now in Gemini. And so Gemini, that opposing energy really starts to find a balance. And that full moon in Gemini really is a choice point, right? We are presented with these two choices. All this work we've been doing, this intuition, right? So we're giving the energy moving up into this full moon to use our intuition to make a choice. So if you've been contemplating choices, moves, relationship moves, anything like that, anything that's been contemplative, going back to school, not going back to school, changing jobs, all those kinds of things, sort of come to a head during that full moon, because it's the full moon in Gemini, which is opposite Sagittarius, right? And so we talked about the ability to sort of move forward. That Sagittarius, right? Energy is really the ability to move and to find your target and aim correctly. So you're really, over this week, if you haven't already started to move with those choices, this full moon is going to be the energy to sort of do that. That looks like everything that's happening in the cosmos. So I hope you enjoyed the Star Report. Pay attention to the website and sign up if you are available to come to the breathwork class. There are limited spots, so sign up as soon as you can. You just go to the website, you click it, you sign up. That lets me know that I have so many breathers that are going to come to the workshop, to the class, and I can set up the space accordingly for that. Until next time, which is going to be next week. Many blessings.